Hey guys, what's up? How are you? I hope that you guys are having an amazing day today. Thank you so much for clicking on this video, and thank you so much for being here again. If you are a returning subscriber, if you are new, hi, my name is Gerel, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the new Primrose palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I'm super excited. Who was expecting this? I wasn't, for sure. I did see the leak on Instagram, but besides that, I wasn't really expecting a palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills at all. So I'm really excited to be doing this review for you guys. So let's go ahead and talk about the palette. Let's take a look at it. So let's go ahead and get started with the video. But before we do, please don't forget to like. That definitely helps out my channel a lot, and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. You can also click on the little bell so you can get notified whenever I upload a new video. And without further ado, let's get on to the video. So here is the box that the palette comes in, pinky nude, and on the back you're going to get all of the ingredients and all of the details in regards of every single shade that is in the palette. This palette is called the Primrose Palette for Face and Eyes, and this palette has a shelf life of 12 months and is made in the US. So here is the palette, same color as the box. Right, so it does come with a mirror, and here are all the shades. So you do have two blushes, which is definitely new to Anastasia Beverly Hills to make something like this, and that's why it really caught my attention. I know a lot of people are not super happy with that decision just because it might not fit every skin tone, and they really just wanted for them to stick to an eyeshadow palette instead of making it a face palette, which I understand. But I am really excited to try this and to see if it works on my skin tone and give you guys my recommendation in regard to that. But you do have 10 eyeshadows. All right guys, so I'm turning down the light a little bit so you guys can actually see the swatches for the palette, and these two are the blushes. In this shade right here, which is Deep Berry, is the only one that I'm really concerned about, just because it actually felt so dry on the pan and it swatched a little bit iffy. As you can see, it's probably showing up a little patchy. I'm really interested in seeing how this is going to perform on the eyes. All right, so I also want to let you know that the shades Claret, Deep Berry, Grapefruit, Honey, Mango, Peony, Primrose, Sparkling Amber, and Rouge are not intended for the use around the immediate eye area. So just to give you the heads up on that, I am going to put it on my eyes, and I don't really follow that rule because I have tried so many eyeshadows and my eyes are really not that sensitive to when it comes to those type of pigments, and if they do get stained, it actually wears off the next day. But if you feel like you're a little, allergic, or you might not want to do that to your eyes, beware of that. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I am going to prime my eyes. I'm going to bring you in a little closer so we can go ahead and start playing with the palette. Using Deep Berry, I'm going to create a wing liner, and I'm going to use Claret to blend that out. And going back with Deep Berry, I'm going to start going in the inner corner very gently and just really extending that wing inside like you see here. Whatever is left on the brush with the shade Claret, I'm going to start creating my shape on the crease. Using Primrose, I'm going to start blending that out very gently. I'm going to be using a Q-tip several times to clean this up, just because I want it to be very specific. And I'm also going to be cleaning my wing with a Q-tip. I'm going to go back to the primer that I was using, which is from P. Louise, and I'm going to make sure that everything is nice and neat. Taking Peony, and I'm going to start packing that in the center of our lid. And it's super beautiful in real life. I don't think the camera is picking it up. It has a really nice duochrome effect to it. I'm going to use rose water now, and I'm going to add that to the inner corner. And I felt like it was not complete, so I decided to just do another line using the shade Primrose. Once it's nice and clean, I'm going to use the shade Mango, and I'm going to just dust that for the rest of our lid. Alright guys, so here we have look number 1. Alright guys, so I actually had to do a voiceover because I forgot to turn my mic on, but we're going to do another look now on this side right here. So on this eye right here, we're going to do more of a traditional look, and I'm going to use this shade right here, which is called Honey, and I'm going to make that my transition shade, and a little bit goes a long way. As you saw, that was one dip. We're pretty much done with this color. Obviously you can build it up to your liking. I'm going to use rouge, super tiny, and we're just going to add that to the lower lash, the outer corner, and on the crease. The pigmentation on these shadows are insane, super nice to work with. They are blending really beautiful. Using the Refer brush 13, I'm going to take Deep Berry right here. This one is like super tiny, a blending brush, and I'm going to try to deepen out the outer corner. I'm really just going to concentrate that color right in this outer V right here. So the way that this shade swatched, I was a little worried, but as you can see, it's really working out beautifully. And I'm going to start adding the Deep Berry in the lower lashes and the outer part. So using Primrose, and I'm going to add that on the lid, and I'm going to leave a little space right here in the inner part. Taking the Refer 14 and going back with Primrose, just so we can work on the edges. All right, now Sparkling Amber, we're going to add that to the inner corner. Whoa, okay, a lot. This shade right here definitely has a lot of fallout, so just make sure that you know that. So just adding it in the inner corner of our lid, just bringing it around. So these metallic shades are definitely better to use with your finger, like is recommended, or you can wet them. So I am going to do that just to see if we can see a little bit more of a difference. So I am going to wet my brush. And yeah, you can definitely make it into like a foil type of shade, super nice and pretty. And just taking Primrose one more time. So just make sure that you are waiting for that to dry down before you start putting a matte shade again, just because it can get super patchy like it is for me right here. All right, taking rose water, and we're going to add that right on top of Sparkling Amber and just filling in that gap. So I'm going to clean up, add mascara, lashes, and I will show you the final look. And here we have look number 2. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and start. Alright, I'm going to take Mango, and that's going to be on our crease and high up. And this is the Refer 15. I'm going to use Claret and on a Refer 15, and I'm going to work that on the crease halfway and blending it up towards Mango, maybe a third of the way. They really truly blend beautifully. I'm going to take Rouge for the outer corner. With the same brush, I'm going to take Deep Berry, and this is the Refer 14, just to deepen it up a little bit. I'm just focusing that in the outer corner, in the outer V. So using Fire Opal on my finger, just applying it to the lid. That's beautiful. Taking a smaller brush just to make sure that we're getting it all in every little corner. And Deep Berry again, and just making sure that those two are blending nice. All right, I'm going to take Peony. So I'm just going to put up a little bit of Peony in the inner corner, but I'm going to add the rose water on top of it. So definitely rose water is going to go on top of it. I'm going to clean up and do the rest of my makeup, and I'll be right back. Adding peony to the inner corner and the lower part, and going back with Deep Berry and just finishing up. I'm also going to be using this orangey pencil on the waterline and using my Shadow Tilbury for the other half, as well as my tightline. All right, let's go ahead and start with the blushes. Now I'm going to be using this shade right here, which is a Saddle, and I'm going to put it on the back of the cheeks. So very powdery. Oh yeah, I don't know if you guys can tell how much kickback there is. Just add that towards the back of my cheekbones. This is a beautiful, beautiful shade. Why is it washing me out? I'm trying to fix my lines because I look so pale on the screen, and that's not how I look in real life. So this formula right here feels exactly like her Anastasia Beverly Hills, the little palette that they came out with. The same kind of formula. It feels really nice and soft and buttery for both the blushes and the bronzer, and it does not have a lot of kickback like the blushes, and it blends into the skin beautifully. Oh my goodness, I put too much. I'm just gonna add a little bit of whatever is left on my brush and on my nose. All right, so I'm going to use a different brush to add a little bit of that peachy one right here, and that one is called Grapefruit. Again, picks up a lot and very powdery. Just gonna add it to the apples of my cheeks and blend it back. All right, I'm so sorry, I actually had to switch something else because it was driving me crazy, but now I can definitely see that it's like the same as in real life to the viewfinder. Here are the blushes. So definitely more on the terracotta and more on the pinky peachy side in the apples of the cheek. They both work super well with my skin tone. I can definitely use them both. So just for reference, I am in NC 37 and NC 40. All right guys, so here is the final look. And here are the eyes, just in case you wanted to see a little close up. So let me just give you my thoughts about this palette now that I used it 3 times. It is definitely super pigmented, really nice to blend, beautiful to blend actually. They did not give me any problem whatsoever. None of the shades did. This shade right here, which is a Deep Berry, swatch really bad on the arm. It was really patchy and it felt really dry. However, on the eyes, you can see that it did not translate that. It did not patch up. It's blending really beautiful and it gives you that definition on the outer corner. So I really do enjoy this color story. As much as I am not really into like pinky tones and berry tones, this definitely speaks to me in a different way because it actually has the shades that I really do love and enjoy, which is those warm tones, terracotta shades, really earthy shades, which you can find right here. This shade blew my mind, which is Claret. Really surprised me how pretty it actually looks on the eyes. Definitely not a color that I will see myself using, but when I applied it, I instantly fell in love with that shade automatically. So the 2 blushes really work well for my skin tone, which is nice for me, which I am medium skin tone, but I don't know how it would work with other skin tones. So let us know in the comment section down below if you are a little lighter than me or darker, and how are these blushes working out for you if you picked up this palette. If you are interested in the palette, of course I will have it a link down in the description area like I do with everything else in all of my videos. I'm really excited for Anastasia Beverly Hills that is coming back around with releases, and this palette right here, it's really an amazing one. I totally recommend it. Back in the days, everyone used to go crazy over their eyeshadow palettes, and they're really good quality. I have never ever had any complaints about their eyeshadow formula. You do have to get to know it because it is powdery like I've shown you, but that is just how Anastasia Beverly Hills has always made their eyeshadows, and if you get used to that, I mean, they blend and you can see the pigmentation is just really stunning. That's it guys, I hope that this was helpful to you. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and I will see you next time.